Hey guys, welcome back to Pro Gun. If you haven't already done so, please hit the subscribe button. I'd greatly appreciate that. I've had a few viewers ask me if you should use a weapon-mounted light or a handheld for home defense. So I'm going to answer that question. But before I do a gun safety check. There's no magazine, and it is unloaded. Now, let's start off with the fact that if you can't identify a intruder or a target and you can't see it, you sure as hell can't shoot at it. So I get the point that you need a light. Now, it's more and more common that people are running weapon-mounted lights these days, but they have a purpose, but it should not be your primary light. And I'll tell you why. The minute you attach the flashlight to your firearm, you're basically turning the flashlight into a firearm, because guess what? Everywhere you point that light, you're pointing a firearm. And it's a serious offense. It's probably a federal offense in all 50 states to point a firearm at someone that doesn't pose a threat. So the weapon-mounted lights are not meant to be searching for an intruder in your home. For instance, your teenager decides to sneak into the house in the middle of the night. This is really what you want to use. You don't want to put a loaded gun out there, right? Your kids have a sleepover that you didn't know about. And in the middle of the night, one of the kids gets up and decides to go to the kitchen to get a drink of water. Again, you don't want to be pointing a loaded firearm at them. The reason for that, besides the fact that it violates the safety rule of never point your gun at anything you don't want to destroy, under duress, it's instinct to clench your fists, which could make it easy to pull the trigger by mistake. Another thing is, when you turn on the light, okay, you're like a bullet magnet. Now you gave away where you are, and the first thing they're going to do is shoot at the light, okay? When you have a handheld light, you can operate this light independently of where your firearm is, okay? You can shine the light down on the floor. It's bright enough to light up the room to identify your threat. Now, some of the benefits of a weapon-mounted light, for instance, someone breaks through your front door or busts through your window, you know that's a threat. Well, then, yes, you already have positive ID. You can just put the light on and pull the trigger, okay? Another time, you may only have one arm available. You may be holding a small child or fighting with your attacker or pushing someone else out of the way, okay? It allows you to keep one hand free after the target has been positively identified. I like using them both. You can search your room with the handheld while you have your firearm in the low ready position. And you can always drop the handheld and turn on your light and fire, okay? But I would never use a weapon-mounted light as my primary light source. They work great together, but if I had to choose one over the other, I would go with the handheld. And in my opinion, the weapon-mounted light really isn't even necessary. A lot of people put them on because they think they look cool. I use it because in our house, it's just my wife and I. And we know where each other is at all times. I don't have to guess. We don't ever have unexpected visitors over. So in our situation, this is actually ideal. But again, searching rooms, you definitely want to do this as opposed to doing this. I'm just curious on what you guys use, and what works best for you and how you run your guns, please feel free to leave your comments. I'd really like to know. Thanks for watching.